Straight ahead on Falcon Weekly.
How sweet it is! UM men's basketball team have reached the Sweet 16. Find out what's next in their journey in the tourney.
Plus, storms caused damage in Alabama. Hear from one witness who saw the winds rip apart buildings.
And spring break is right around the corner. Hear from UM students about how rising gas prices could be impacting their travel plans. Falcon Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly. I'm Kayla Gio.
And I'm Sloan Gibby. Thanks so much for joining us. Big campus news today. UM's basketball team is inching closer to a national championship.
Sports anchor Rio Smith joins us to discuss the team's journey in the tourney. Rio, how sweet is it?
Hi ladies, and yes, it is very sweet indeed. The Falcons have made it to Division's 2 Sweet 16 round following a tough win against the tough rail splitters of Lincoln Memorial University in the second round of the tournament. In a rough up and down bout, Peach Belt Conference Player of the Year, Teran Brown, scored 21 points and dished out 6 assists, but the king of the night was senior center Orlando Brazier. He scored 31 points and pulled down 11 rebounds to lead the Falcons to the Sweet 16. Coach Danny Young is enjoying his ninth trip to the Sweet 16. The Falcons will play the winner of the GRU Augusta or USC Aiken game, and that will be held Tuesday. So it is a very big deal. I mean, granted, this is becoming pretty normal territory for us, but ever so closer with 3 more wins, we're the national champions.
Yeah, they've done a really good job the past few years, so hopefully it'll just keep going.
I enjoyed following it. It's really nice.
We're really knocking on the door. For more of this and other UM campus sports news, be sure to check out Falcon Fever every Thursday night. I'll be back later for national sports news. See you then.
In other news, with spring break upon us, gas prices have begun to spike again.
Currently, the national average is $3.51 per gallon. Alabama's current average is $3.27. The prices are expected to continue during spring break.
And speaking of spring break, how will the gas prices affect the travel plans of Montevallo's students?
We asked several UM students about how the price of gas could change their plans. Most said it didn't play a big factor, but some said it would impact how they spend on other things like food.
Let us know if the recent jump in gas prices will affect your travel plans on the UM Falcon Weekly Facebook page.
In other campus news, this year's Spring Theater Festival has been canceled. The festival was supposed to be this Thursday evening. The reasons for the cancellation are unknown. It's almost time to pick your classes for the summer and fall terms. Registration begins this week after spring break. For graduate students, registration begins Monday, March 31st. It opens up for currently enrolled seniors on Wednesday, April 2nd. Juniors will be able to register starting Friday, April 4th, and sophomores can start registering Tuesday, April 8th. Freshmen will be able to sign up for their classes Thursday, April 10th. Registration for all students will go through Friday, April 11th. These classes include May term, summer, and fall classes. Be sure to meet with your advisors beforehand and already have an idea of what you want to take with them before you meet.
Powerful storms swept through Atmore, Alabama early Sunday. The winds caused a substantial amount of damage to stores and restaurants in the town. This fast food worker said the storm happened very quickly.
All of a sudden, everything just went really dark. It was really black, and then you could just hear stuff dinging against the glass.
The storm also knocked down trees and power lines. The National Weather Service determined the damage was a result of straight-line winds that could have reached 110 miles an hour.
A group of campers in Prattville, Alabama are lucky to be alive after flooding swept through their campground. Officials say heavy rain turned the normally calm Pine Creek into a raging rush of water. The Prattville Fire Department pulled 7 kids and 5 adults to dry ground. No one was hurt. Now it's time for a check of our Montevallo forecast.
Falcon Weekly's Irene Cardenas joins us live from outside the MassCom building with a look at this next week's weather. Irene?
Thanks, guys. Unfortunately, you'll probably be needing an umbrella for the beginning of this week. If you want to take a look at this week's forecast, starting Monday, we'll be starting on the much cooler side with a 20% chance of rain. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a 10% chance of rain. Now, Wednesday through Friday, it will be very outside friendly with a 0% chance of rain. Wednesday, we'll be having a high of 69 and a low of 40. Thursday, the sun will make its debut for the first day of spring. It will be sunny with a high of 70 and a low of 40. Friday, we'll see a high of 75 and a low of 40. Now Saturday, we'll see some light showers with a high of 69 and a low of 41 with a 30% chance of rain. And Sunday, it's going to be 60 degrees for the high and a low of 38 with a 0% chance of rain. Now, anyone that's going out for spring break, probably going to the beach, probably PCB or the Gulf, the weather's going to be up into the middle to the upper 60s with a 20% chance of rain. Besides that, have a safe week, and back to you guys.
Thanks, Irene. An investigation is underway at the University of South Alabama after a student was found dead in his dorm. Police are trying to determine how 21-year-old Christopher Thomas died. Students say they knew something was wrong when they saw emergency vehicles outside their dorm Sunday morning. University police were called to a medical emergency at the Gamma 5 residence hall around 7 o'clock yesterday morning. Police are not sure how Thomas died, but university officials say there were no signs of foul play.
Jefferson County Sheriff's officials are investigating what they believe to be a murder-suicide near the McCullough area. Authorities say 38-year-old Eddie Bradford turned a gun on himself after shooting 26-year-old Angelica Jones. According to investigators, Jones recently broke up with Bradford, but the man couldn't accept that the relationship was over. Chief Deputy Randy Christian says Bradford had threatened to kill Jones if they didn't get back together. Bradford was pronounced dead on the scene with a self-inflicted gunshot. Jones was transported to the hospital where she later died.
A woman was found alive in a trash compactor on Friday, hours after her husband reported her missing. An officer first spotted her SUV in the Colonial Center in Vestavia, then canines searched the area and found her in the trash compactor. Police say they don't know the circumstances surrounding the incident. They're investigating whether foul play was involved. The woman, whose identity has not been released, is at UAB in stable condition.
The Alabama Alcoholic Beverage Control Board is expanding a program designed to help stop underage and binge drinking to college campuses across the state. Miles College is the first college in the state to take part in the Underage Under Arrest program. ABC officials are hoping this program will become as popular as the Click It or Ticket seatbelt program. The program will also target adults by reminding them about possible arrest for providing alcohol to anyone under the age of 21. There's no word on if UN will take part in the program. Still ahead, Navy SEALs retake a hijacked tanker. Find out the details of their daring operation.
Plus, the mystery deepens as new questions arise surrounding the disappearance of a Malaysian Airlines flight. Hear how the girlfriend of one of the American passengers is coping with not knowing what happened to her loved one. Those stories and more when Falcon Weekly returns.
Still no answers in the search for the missing Malaysia Airlines flight.
Reporter Polo Sandoval reports the case is getting more difficult for investigators.
New questions keep coming. What happened during a crucial 15-minute time period as Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 crossed into Vietnamese airspace? Investigators know the last transmission from the cockpit took place early in the flight. They don't know when the two communication systems were shut down. That begs a question if any of the crew or passengers aboard the flight have anything to do with the plane's disappearance. New data also suggests two possible routes, north over more than a dozen countries and south into the Indian Ocean. That's where more than 26 nations continue scouring the vast open sea.
We have been given instructions that if we find any signs of any debris, like life jackets or parts of aircraft, we should report it to the port control.
The families of the missing are getting seemingly different stories every day. They still don't know even if the plane crashed or landed, or if their loved ones are alive or not.
We need to know where the fork in the road is going to go. And we're not ready to take either branch, but we have to know what's coming.
The girlfriend of American passenger Philip Wood knows the news could break at any time.
My son even helped me pick out which clothes to bring for him, so I have an outfit for him in my backpack.
Sarah Bajik waits half a world away as investigators are no closer to providing her answers. In Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
The search for the plane and missing passengers now spans 2 hemispheres and includes 11 countries, and they are now searching the deep ocean.
North Korea has fired 25 short-range rockets from its east coast into open water. The South Korean Ministry of National Defense spokesman says this appears to be a provocative action and a protest against ongoing joint U.S.-South Korean military drills. The U.S. State Department says it's aware of the reports of rocket launches by North Korea and is closely monitoring the situation. The North Korean government is defending the launches, saying it is justifiable self-defense in order to preserve peace in the region and to protect the safety of their people and country.
The international community is reacting to Crimea's decision to break away from Ukraine and join Russia. The head of the Crimean Election Commission made the announcement today. He didn't say if all the ballots had been counted, but did say, quote, "The committee's work is done." More than 1 million eligible voters went to the polls Sunday, and 97% supported joining Russia. One day after presidents in Crimea voted to side with Moscow, the regional parliament made it official by approving a resolution to join the Russian Federation. Ukraine's interim president said that the country would fight Russia's annexation of Crimea.
We will be having negotiations, but we will never accept the annexing of our territory. The citizens of Russia go out in the street to protest, but the government of Russia are very scared of the example of Ukraine. The Kremlin is afraid of the democratic future which we are building, and this is the reason of the aggression.
The Election Commission plans to deliver the results to Parliament. Moscow strongly backs their decision. However, Ukraine, the United States, and the European Union consider the vote illegal and invalid.
The Pentagon says a team of Navy SEALs has liberated a civilian oil tanker that was hijacked by Libyan militants. As you can see in this file video of training exercises, Navy SEALs are always preparing for just this sort of operation. The Navy says President Obama approved of the Sunday night mission. SEALs boarded and took control of the commercial tanker Morning Glory in the Mediterranean Sea near Cyprus. The Navy says 3 armed Libyans had held the ship and its cargo for several days. Officials say the ship's oil belongs to the Libyan government and is on its way back to port. No one has been hurt in the operation.
The third week of court proceedings are underway in South Africa, where Olympic athlete Oscar Pistorius is now on trial for the shooting death of his girlfriend. This video shows Pistorius arriving at the court this morning. For 2 weeks now, the defense has been trying to prove that the shooting was not premeditated murder. Pistorius says he fired multiple shots through his bathroom door, thinking that there was an intruder inside. Meanwhile, the prosecutor has brought one of Pistorius' ex-girlfriends to the stand. She testified that he kept a gun by his bed and investigated a sound one night with weapon in hand at least once while they dated. The trial is scheduled to continue for several more weeks. Massive recalls are affecting millions of GM and Honda vehicles. Find out why the automakers say these cars are unsafe to drive.
And controversy surrounds this year's St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City. Find out why the mayor boycotted the parade and why major companies pulled their sponsorships.
Plus, check out which celebrity is next to leave their mark on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Falcon Weekly. Today is St. Patrick's Day, which is usually a day for wearing green, celebrating with alcohol, and enjoying the parades.
But this year, the parades are getting attention because of boycotts and pulled sponsorships. Huge crowds turned out for this parade in New York, but the city's mayor chose not to attend because of the organizers refused to allow participants to carry gay rights signs. 3 of the country's largest beer companies also pulled their sponsorships because of the issue. So far, the parade's organizers have not commented on the controversy. Recalls from 2 major car makers are impacting millions of vehicles across the country.
GM is recalling 2008 to 2013 Chevrolet Traverse and the 2008 through 2010 Saturn Outlook to fix faulty airbags. 2013 and 2014 Cadillac CTS sedans are also on the recall list because their brakes may overheat. And some full-size Chevy Express and GMC Savannah vans are being recalled to fix the instrument panels.
Honda Odyssey minivans similar to the one seen here are being recalled over a fire risk. The recall is for vans built between 2005 and 2010. Honda says an issue with fuel strainers could cause gas to leak and possibly catch on fire. Honda says it will notify affected customers in the next few weeks.
Lots of unpredictable things can happen when you're making live TV. So when a 4.4 magnitude earthquake rattled Los Angeles this morning, the anchors at KTLA were caught off guard while they were on air. Take a look.
Thank you. Coming up, more problems for a troubled
earthquake.
singer. Yep,
We're having an earthquake.
Anchor Chris Schobel's reaction quickly became an internet sensation and has spawned many memes. The U.S. Geological Survey says the earthquake originated about 15 miles northwest of downtown L.A. Now, Falcon Weekly's Tom Davis joins us for a look at this week's entertainment headlines.
Hi, Tom. What did y'all think of that earthquake video?
If I was there, I'd get right up.
I know. I'd be under the desk too.
We had fun making a reenactment of it.
I know. What have you got for us this week, Tom?
Hi guys, leading your entertainment news today, Lauren Scott, girlfriend of singer Mick Jagger, was found dead after apparently hanging herself in her Manhattan apartment Monday morning. The 49-year-old fashion designer was found by her assistant around 10 a.m. So far, investigators say they don't suspect foul play, but the medical examiner has not yet released an official report. Scott had been in a relationship with Mick Jagger since 2001, but he was in Australia with the Rolling Stones at the time of her death. Jagger's spokesman says the singer is completely shocked and devastated following the news of her death. Actor Chris Pine, known for playing Captain Kirk in the latest Star Trek movies, pleaded not guilty to a charge of drunk driving in a New Zealand court Monday. The 33-year-old star was fined and has had his New Zealand license suspended for 6 months during a hearing at an Ashburton District Court. Pine was pulled over on March 1st while attending a party to the end of filming on the movie Z for Zaria, which is due for release next year. Police told the court that a blood test found Pine's blood alcohol level was 0.11%, which is over New Zealand's legal limit of 0.08%. Pine appeared to be relaxed as he left the courtroom, stopping to sign a couple of autographs for fans who had gathered outside before being driven away. First it was Miley Cyrus's twerking, now it's her newest tattoo that has people talking. Adding to her growing collection of tattoos, Cyrus went under the needle again, this time on her lower lip, inking the image of a sad kitty emoji. The Wrecking Ball singer posted a close-up selfie and zoomed in view of the tattoo for all her followers to see. Kate Winslet is the newest celebrity to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Today, the 38-year-old actress joined a host of great names, including her Titanic director James Cameron and co-star Kathy Bates, to receive the prestigious award. The Oscar winner is the 2,520th person to be honored with a star on the famous tourist attraction in Hollywood, California. At the movies this weekend, the animated children's movie Mr. P, Buddy and Sherman took the top spot. In its second week out, it brought in $21 million. The bloody ancient Greece action movie 300, Rise of Empire, fell to the number 2 spot. And at number 3 was the car chase action flick Need for Speed. If you missed your chance to see it on the big screen or want to relive the winter tale, Frozen will be hitting store shelves this Tuesday on DVD and Blu-ray. From its release in late November, and it has quickly become an instant Disney classic, and it's now one you'll want to own and watch again and again. Will you guys be purchasing the movie?
I know I will. I've been waiting for it to come out.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna.
You haven't?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'll buy it and I'll see it for sure. Thanks, Tom. Coming up on sports, March Madness is here. See what teams got the top seeds for the biggest tournaments in collegiate sports.
And a UFC fighter almost knocks himself out of a title belt before the match even started. Sports with Rio Smith is next.
Welcome back to Falcon Weekly. I'm Rio Smith with a look at this week's sports. It's that time of the year to fill those highly combustible brackets. March Madness is upon us. The NCAA men's basketball tournament is set to begin Tuesday with the first 4 teams of the 64-team field. Florida was awarded the top overall seed, while Wichita State, Virginia, and Arizona round out the other number 1 seeds in the tournament in Selection Sunday. Last year's champion Louisville Cardinals was given a 4 seed. If you're looking for the chances for a perfect bracket, according to ESPN's Numbers Never Lie, there's over 9 quintillion routes of a perfect bracket. Good luck. Switching to professional football, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts was arrested this weekend and now faces 4 felony charges. Jim Irsay was held in custody after police cited him in an Indianapolis suburb for driving while intoxicated and possession of a controlled substance. He was released after posting a $22,000 bond. There's currently no word of any discipline for his actions by the NFL, as any punishment usually comes after legal recourse. In UFC news, Johnny Hendricks defeated Robbie Lawler to capture the interim welterweight championship Saturday, but he almost lost even before the match occurred. At the weigh-in before the fight, Lawler made the 170-pound weight, while Lawler came in at 171.5 pounds. President Dana White gave him 2 hours to lose the weight or forfeit his chances of fighting for the title. It took Hendricks to come out of his trance in order to do so, but he made weight. But however, after leaving the stage, he was visibly weakened and had to be helped off by 2 men in his locker room. He won the fight by decision. Lastly, meet Philip Martelli, the 4-year-old grandson of St. Joseph's head coach basketball team, Phil Martelli. During this game, he became an internet sensation. During St. Joseph's Atlantic 10 title win over VCU, the CBS cameras cut to Martelli's grandson, Philip, who was decked out in a full suit, imitating the head coach throughout the game. And I just think this is just so cute. I mean,
he's adorable.
He looks absolutely adorable.
This little
just look at him.
suit jacket and everything.
I mean, he even got his little clipboard.
I know, he's so precious.
I mean, if I'm a grandparent, I'd be very proud.
I would be too. I would be too. That's all the time we have for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining us.
For more news, be sure to check out the Falcon News Network blog. The web address is on your screen. We'll see you again March 31st. Have a safe and relaxing spring break.